Hey everybody, welcome to the daily recap for March 23rd, 2022. Let's take a look at what we got going on today, what we did. Basically, most of the trading was done in the morning. That's where all the money was actually made, and then we pretty much sat on our hands the rest of the day. Very consolidative. End of the day, we did get a pull. Didn't play it, but it was leaning bullish out the gate. If the last day low held, basically was looking for a gap fill on the market the entire day. We got a little bit of a pull the last day. We got a bounce on that. We played the bounce on a lot of different things. Some of the names that we had right out the gate, I saw that Apple had relative strength. We had the 170 calls that we swung. We also had 172 50s and 175s. All worked out nicely. 170s went up 600%. 172 50s about 400. 175s just under 100%. So really nice ladder on that. We are holding some of the Apple calls overnight as well, the last little pieces. Some other good trades. We did have Tesla 1050s. They ended up getting close to in the money. Those ended up going up over 1,000% today. So we ended up selling most of that, holding a little piece of that. We also had equity on Tesla out the gate long from 979. So on that little pullback, we grabbed it long and we rode it up the entire day for pretty much 60 points. So that was a really good trade on the equity side. Some other trades that we did out the gate this morning. Let's start with the equity first. Let's just go through everything here. So we did UPST as well on the long side from the... What was it? There were so many trades today that we did in the morning. 1987 on the little pullback there. Traded that up into the 126, 127 level was our target the entire day. Ended up hitting, which was great. So we ended up getting out of the rest of that. Then obviously it pulled back. We tried some Adobe out the gate this morning on the pull. Didn't quite get the bounce that we were looking for and ended up getting stopped out of it. So that was an okay trade. Never added into it or anything like that, but we did try that bounce there. MOS, we did some options out the gate this morning for about 30-40%. PLL, we did long from 69.10. We got about a point and change to the upside, about a point and almost a buck and a half, so that was not a bad trade. GME we had from 137 this morning, got a nice pop towards that 144, 60, 144, 80 area. Ended up selling into that. Nice little trade there for what 6-7 points? About that, yeah. So not bad. Had a little scalp on NRSN long this morning, 732s into the 750s. Basically ended up getting out of that thing flat. Didn't really move too much for us. We tried some square short this morning. We ended up getting out of that one flat. When the market held up, we got a little bit of a double bottom on it. So that was just a kind of, whatever trade. FEMY, we lost about 9 cents on this. Grabbed it at 230s, pulled back, bounced to the 221 area. We ended up exiting that position there. Facebook long at 214.07. Nice little push into the 216s, so we got about 2 points on that. DWAC long at 72.65 this morning to the 74, so almost 2 points there. Decent trade on the equity side. Did a little bit of LTIM, didn't end up getting much on it. It went from 880 to 920s. Then I ended up just moving my stops up to the entry, and it ended up pulling back, stopping out the rest. KZR, we got in at 1765, played it into the 1820 area, and then moved stops to the entries. Came back, stopped us out the rest. We took NVIDIA long this morning as well at the 258.69 level. So got a nice little push at 265s. So about 6 points on that and change to the upside. EPAM had this long at 304s. Got a nice 2 point pop and then basically came back on that as well. So a lot of little trades out the gate. Oh, ALG, this was a good one. And I also did alert it on Twitter, guys. From 16 bucks into the 23 area. So, that was probably one of the better trades for the day. 7-8 points on that. Savalong from 41.62 into the 43.73 was our target. We hit 43.65, so pretty good trade there. 1.5 to the upside. Well, almost 2 points, I guess. 0.90 cents, let's call it. W long 127.33. Ended up getting about 2 points on this to the upside. Well, almost $1.80. So pretty close to on that one. Not a bad little trade there, though, from 127.33. And then I think that's pretty much it on the equity side. I'm just looking. Oh, we tried some, let's see. We did some stuff at the end of the day. Oh, here we go. So we had some small size. Basically, after the morning move, we were really small. I kept saying be small, be small, be small. We tried some apron basically at 503. Got out of that thing. For a little bit of a loss, 6-7 cents, not a huge deal. It didn't work. Tiger, we tried at 657, ended up getting stopped out at 630 for a 17 cent loss. Again, small size. EVGO, We tried this on the long side at 1203, ended up getting that thing out of that thing about 6-7 cents again to the downside. Just, didn't end up pushing, so we took it off. PDD, tried this long at the end of the day at 50.40 off of the 50 MA. Ended up getting out of that thing at the end of the day. It didn't stop us out. We had stops at 49. Didn't quite get there, so we just ended up exiting that position. And that was it. Everything that we did intraday after the morning, we were really small. Never added into anything on the equity side. Option side, we talked about a bunch of stuff already. Tesla, Apple were the main two names that we did trade. And on Tesla, I forgot to mention, we did roll to 1075s, which worked out nicely, and 1100 calls, which went up a couple points as well. So that was a really good roll for both of those. That was pretty much the main trade today. We had some edits, 20 calls for 30 cents or 30%. Oh, the BABA 120 calls, which worked out really nice for a couple 100%. We also had the 130s, which worked out for 100%. And then we rolled into some, really high strikes, which ended up not working, but they were 12 cents. So it was a decent roll. We only did about 1/8 size on that roll. After we tried some 50 calls today at I believe this was in the afternoon. Yeah, 50 calls, and that really didn't end up doing much. I think it was about 40-50%. Let's just see, to 78 cents or 79, 53. I didn't do the calculation on this one. 51%. So that one was pretty decent, I guess. We did Kodak, the 7 calls for 75%. We had some Facebook 225s that we rolled into from the equity. Those didn't end up working. We only did a quarter size roll on that. The rolls that we were doing today were really small. We did YY 50 calls, which worked out nicely for about 75% as well. And then I'm thinking, that's the other one I want to look at, Fucho. We did some Fucho 43 calls, which ended up getting in the money for over 100% change. CRM, we took this off the lows, the 220s this morning. We ended up getting about 40% on those. And then some of the stuff that didn't work, I'm just trying to scroll up and find it. Most things in the morning worked. ABBV, 163 calls, those failed. We tried a couple SPY puts at the end of the day. We ended up just exiting those pretty much flat when the market started to bounce. It was really hard to trade the SPY at the end of the day until obviously mock came out. We had some AAA calls at the beginning of the day for 30%, MOS for 30%. All in all, the option side wasn't bad. High conviction channel today, which is the last section. LMND, we've got about a point on that. We had Tiger 7.5, which worked out really nice. We got about 93% on those. We rolled up on that. And then we had Lucid calls, 28s at 33 cents, which were holding that lotto overnight. Didn't end up working today. We'll see if it works tomorrow. 33 cents, so it's a cheap contract. All in all, good day. It was really only morning trading for myself where I was with size. And then the rest of the day, I was pretty much just sitting on my hands and waiting. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Market's not extended. We do have room back to the upside. Basic consolidative move, I think. Probably the next day. And then maybe Friday we get a breakout. But pull back the EMA support, filled the gap. And it's pretty much setting up for a flag. We may pull back to the 50 EMA. We'll see before this downtrend breaks. But overall, the market looks good. QQQs have a little bit of extension. It did fill at the end of the day there. So that's filled. IWM, same thing. We'll see what happens, guys. It's going to be an interesting day. So we do stream, guys, every single day from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Discord chat's open 24/7. If you guys have any questions, go to SpartanTrading.com. And we're also doing a giveaway on Twitter right now for the Spartan 101 webinar on Friday. So if you do retweet that, give me a follow. I do enter anyone in there for the giveaway, and I'll just choose someone randomly on Twitter tomorrow. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow.